Hey guys, welcome back to Rink's Garage. We're gonna try and finish up the old snowblower today. You can see we got some boxes, some stuff. We did get a bit of a snowstorm, so I had to use it. So I kind of quickly threw a boat seat in it, so we'll have to get that buttoned up. And also, when I was driving it back in, I noticed the air cleaner lid moved a little bit. I was like, oh, it must be loose, but no, she's tight, but with some other issues down there, so we'll check that out. So I got the boxes unpacked. We got a lot of stuff to get done today. We got some LED lights. I got a tarp motor that we're going to use for the chute spinner. Might be a little overkill, but it'll definitely be strong enough. I got some terminal strips for all the wiring we got to do in the cab. We got a windshield wiper. Definitely going to need that. And some tire chains. Give us a little more grip. So, but I did pull the air cleaner off, and you know, they were supposed to be tight, so it's amazing it ran. Had been sucking some air underneath there, so we'll get that tightened up. One other thing I did do before I took it out to blow the snow was I got the old belts aligned pretty decent. Turns out the crossbar between the hydros was loose and it was kind of sagging down. And then I tweaked the idler pulleys in line a little better, so that should be good. We'll tighten up the bolts on the carburetor, get that all buttoned back up. And then I think we'll see if we can get a tarp motor mounted, and then we'll move on to the wiring. And then later on, we'll try out the new sheet metal brake and get some hood panels and interior panels bent up for this thing. So we'll get the motor button back up and pull that tarp motor out and see what we need to do for a bracket on that. Okay, I got a plate made up for the gear motor for the spout turner, and this is just stuck on there for now, but basically I'll weld him on there. And then take a piece of 50 chain and just go around this, and then we'll just bolt it on this side. So we'll get the spout set up so it can only turn basically 180 degrees each way, so we don't flip around backwards. But we'll get this plate tacked on, get a chain on there, try her out, see if it spins it. The tarp motor is probably severe overkill for the spout turner. It seems pretty heavy, but shouldn't have a problem spinning it. Okay, we got the motor mounted on there. Got my chain on. So basically I just welded this bracket in. A couple set screws in the sprocket because I don't have a keyway. So hopefully that holds up. But ran the chain around and just put 2 bolts in it here and here to hold it. So basically it's only going to go to right about here before it'll try to break that bolt off, which this thing is probably plenty strong enough to do that, so we'll have to be careful turning the spout. But if I was going to get real fancy, I could put some limit switches in and stop itself, but yeah, no big deal, we'll just wing it. So we'll give her a shot here, see how she spins. Got a random wire hooked up to the batteries. Usually these motors go pretty slow for winding up them tarps, so should be pretty easy to control. It is pretty quick, but seems to be nice and smooth. So basically, right there is where you're going to go max this way. Something like that way. So it does go 180 degrees straight each way, which is what we need. So that is finished up. I think I'll bend up a piece. We'll close the chute off a little bit here, tack that in. Try and get some more airflow to keep that snow from dribbling out of there. Get a piece welded up, tacked in for that. And then we'll move on to doing some wiring. So I got them terminal blocks. Basically what I'm thinking is I'll just put one of these terminal blocks in the cab somewhere. We'll probably have to make like a little dash in there, get that battery moved down in the back, and then redo our temporary wiring we have so it's a little neater and a little easier to follow. So I'll get a piece bent up for the chute. Alright, we got our little closeout. I did 10 inches. If we have to, we can always cut this out if it slows it down too much, but I think it'll be alright. Got that tacked on. So now we can move on to doing some wiring. So basically I got to run a wire from this motor. I'll jump over, get that up in the cab. We're going to have a couple lights here, one in the back. Figure out something inside the cab for a switch panel, and we'll get that battery taken off, move that down next to the seat. So start running some wires. All right, got all the wiring pulled out of the cab, everything I had mounted there. I went and cut out a piece of aluminum here, put a little bend on the bottom, so this piece will slide in. And then we'll rivet this up. And that'll just kind of be a close-off panel for in the cab. And then probably what I'll do is I'll bend up a little dash here to put our switches and our push button start and all that stuff in. But I'll get this piece in, and then we'll get our wiring kind of routed into the cab neatly. I do have a longer battery cable we'll stick on to get back in the corner. I did get the battery set down in there, so we'll run power to that, to the starter, get a good ground, and then we can bring our main power up off of the battery for all the switches in the dash. But we'll get that riveted on, get the wiring ran inside the cab, and then we'll get to work on finishing out the hood up here. I think we'll get that finished up, and then we'll hop in the cab and get everything wired back in. Hey guys, back with some progress reports. We got a hood. Just got some random brass hinges I had, threw on. It's just 050 aluminum that I bent up. Flips up so we can work on everything. I got the wiring ran underneath there, all up into the cab. So I think we'll put a piece in the front too, just to keep moisture out of there, and this on top and leave the sides open. That'll be enough to keep that motor, I think, from sucking in too much snow. But I did pick up some little rubber bungee hinges, so we'll put a little bungee cord on each side to hold the hood down, hopefully keep it from rattling too much. So yeah, that part is done. We'll get a piece in the front. She should be all buttoned up out here. Then we'll go into the cab. I got a couple LED lights we'll mount up on the cab there. One on the back for backing up. And then we'll move on to in here and we'll get ourselves a little dash built. Get all our switches in. Windshield wiper. So get this hood finished up and move on to wiring. All right, we got the hood finished up, got a piece in the front, got some headlights on her. I still got to put a light in the back. Next thing I'm going to do before I go on to the electrical is we're going to try and get rid of some of this noise. I got some old carpet, so I'll pull this top off, lay a piece of carpet over there, put the top back on, and then we'll screw it down. So get some cushion between that, and then probably use the carpet to cover up some of the holes in here too. But I'm gonna pop that top off and cut a piece and get her stuck in there, and then we'll go ahead and get to wiring. Well, we got a big mess going on, but got that light mounted, got our carpet up in the ceiling. I think I got everything in here I need for wiring. Bent up a little dash panel, so we'll put our switches for the spout up and down and turn in here. And then we'll put this other switch panel I had up in top for running the engine. Get that all wired in. We'll be pretty close to having her finished, I think. I think I'm going to raise the seat up about 2 inches. It's a little low. And other than that, I got some tire chains we'll stick on. Then we should be ready to try her out again, blow some snow, but I'll hop in here and get everything wired up. Alright, we got the dash panel wired up. So basically I put a terminal strip in here, brought my hot and ground in, and then ran out to all the stuff I needed to. And then we got all our switches hooked back up, tied them up a little bit. So basically we'll flip this over and get him mounted over there, and then I can run my battery power to power the switch panel, and then we'll see if I got it right. Otherwise we might have to just switch wires on the other end, if up is down and down is up and whatnot. So we got up and down, chute side to side, flipper on the chute up and down. This will be for the lights, and then these were the same as before, where it's fuel shut off start, kill switch, clutch. So we'll get that bolted on and get a wire end of the battery and try it out. Well, we got the cab all buttoned up inside, I think. Doesn't look too bad. Got her panel in, all the wires ran down to the battery. Everything actually worked out other than the lift. This one's backwards. Shoot turner and spout. Alright. All the other switches work. I haven't started it up. We got lights. So we can blow in the dark. Other than that, next on the agenda is clean up my gigantic mess I have. Tools everywhere, as per normal. So I'm gonna get all that cleaned up, and then I think all we got left is we'll raise the seat up a little bit, get tire chains on, and then we should be good to blow. It's getting pretty late. It's dark out now, of course, so I'll get this cleaned up and we'll work on them two things, and we'll probably shut her down for the night and go blow some snow right away in the morning. Alright, we got the shop somewhat cleaned up. So next we'll go see if we can throw these chains on. They're probably going to be a little long. I just grabbed like a normal lawnmower size chain. Not sure if they're long enough, but they appear to be about the right size, so looks like we're gonna have to shorten them up. Basically, I think we're going to have to take 2 bars off, looks like. Somewhere right in there. So I'll grab the cutoff wheel and we'll shorten this one up and get her attached. Alright, we got her shortened up. So basically, you lay her out so your V-bars are out. And on the inside here, if you can see, there's just a hook. So we hook that in, and then on the outside it's got like a kind of a cam type deal. And I just about went too short. I don't know if I'll be able to get it hooked or not. Might have to let some air out of the tire. She's pretty snug. But anyway, it's like a double hook here, and then this piece just curls around and tightens it up, and then it latches back into there. So we'll see if we can get it or not. So bending it up too bad. And then the hardest part is getting this thing tucked in behind there. So do it without. There you go. Not the easiest thing to do, but they're nice and tight, so that should give us some good traction. looks like it'll clear everywhere, so I'll do the other side and then we'll see what we can do about the seat. Alright, we got the other chain on the wheel, and I got the seat raised up. I just put an angle iron spacer underneath. Raised it up about 2 inches, sat in there, it sits about perfect. So I think we're ready to blow snow. So in the morning, we'll try her out, try our new spout. Hopefully she doesn't slobber quite as much there, and I think everything else is going to work out good. So be back in the morning and we'll fire her up. Well, everything appears to work. Got her back in the shop, thawing out. Worked pretty good. Spout turner worked. Probably have to get a little extension for my exhaust pipe. Kind of comes out under the hood, so get that out of there so we don't get fumes in the cab. Probably just going to leave the cab like it is. I don't think I need to tighten it up anymore. Windows don't seem to fog up or anything, so I don't really have any way to put a heater on it, being it's an air-cooled engine, so it'd have to be an electric heater. So, but I'm happy with it. It's, you know, it's not the most beautiful machine ever, but I think it's gonna work. So that's gonna do it for the snowblower for now. Maybe this summer when the paint booth thaws out outside, we can throw a coat of paint on it and get it all the same color. But thanks for watching, and go ahead and subscribe if you like the videos, and we'll see you next time.